Whether the Strait of Hormuz is blocked or not, Iranian naval forces still threaten world shipping. Security monitors say several ships came under Iranian fire on Saturday. Donald Trump says the U.S. has destroyed Iran's naval and other defensive capabilities.
They have no Navy, they have no Air Force, they have no leaders, they have no nothing. Actually, their leaders it is regime change.
How can a country that has lost almost all of its navy remain in control of the strait? That's because Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps can still deploy small, speedy boats to disrupt shipping. They're often referred to as the Mosquito Fleet. These boats are the backbone of the naval army of the IRGC, which operates independently from Iran's regular navy. They represent the principal danger that has hindered safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz.
These speedboats, some of them are lightly armed, only with submachine guns and heavy machine guns, and they merely pose as patrol boats, and they try to intimidate and harass shipping in the region. Some of them are heavier armed with rocket launchers, and some of them are armed with are heavier and can be armed with up to 2 anti-ship missiles with ranges exceeding 30 kilometers. Some of their boats can launch torpedoes and rocket torpedoes, but Iran also possesses the IRGC Navy possesses a large fleet of unmanned drone explosive boats that are very similar to the capabilities that the Ukrainians used to great effect in the Black Sea.
The UN's International Maritime Agency says at least 20 vessels have been attacked during the war. Would these attacks have been carried out by the IRGC's naval forces?
Yes, we can safely conclude that almost all of those strikes were conducted by the IRGC Navy. They struck even Iraqi tankers in the north of the Persian Gulf when the Iraqi tankers were loading at Iraqi terminals. They attacked them with rocket launchers, drone boats, and further in the south, near the Emirati coasts, near the Fujairah, in the Gulf of Oman, and even very close to the Strait of Hormuz itself. They struck multiple non-belligerent ships with drones and also with rocket fires. These small boats can attack their prey individually, or they can use swarm tactics, hence the use of the name of the Mosquito Fleet.
There have been concerns that the Strait of Hormuz has been mined. How likely is that, and how much of a threat would it be to shipping?
Probably most of their larger mine layers have already been destroyed, as President Trump mentioned a few times. But they also have other platforms to lay mines. Any small boat can drop between 2 or 4 mines into water.
And could mining by the IRGC naval forces extend beyond the strait into the wider Gulf?
Iran has multiple types of mines. The more traditional floating mines that are contact mines, and they float on the water, and they move with the water currents. Water currents are in the Strait of Hormuz are faster compared to the Gulf or the Gulf of Oman, and therefore those floating mines can move around. But some of them are equipped with GPS. Therefore, the GPS locators. Therefore, the IRGC can know where they are, and they can activate them where necessary or when necessary, if they are close to the desired location. For example, an anchorage in Fujairah or Horfakan, where used to be one of the favorite minefields for Iran, and therefore they can activate those mines using the GPS location of the mine, or basically make them ineffective or deactivate them, and in fact turn them on and off. This is the capability that the IRGC have. They also have bottom mines that lie on the bottom of the sea, and they can be activated. They're called also influence mines. They can be activated using various means, including pressure differences in pressure, in the magnetic field of when the ship passes above. The changes in the magnetic field can activate those mines, and also acoustic. The sound of the propellers can activate these mines, and some of these mines can also be remotely controlled, and they can lie at the bottom of the sea and just later inactive. And at some point, the IRGC might activate them using either some wired means, especially those bottom mines that are at the shallower waters around the islands, for defensive purposes.
So the IRGC naval forces are the key to Iran being able to use the Strait of Hormuz as a leverage.
Yes, they will try to use the Strait of Hormuz as a leverage, even though they lost the initiative to the U.S. Navy's blockade, the sea blockade, naval blockade that they launched, and they are increasingly successful and effective. But they will try, no doubt, they will try to reassert some form of control by some measured levels of increasing the escalation.
But why have the US and Israel not been able to take out the Revolutionary Guard naval forces?
All of those speedboats that were moored or at berth on the port side were targeted and destroyed. We have seen videos, but the larger number of those boats actually are hidden in those tunnel complexes. I'm not sure how many of those tunnel complexes have been targeted and disabled, how many of those the tunnel entrances were targeted and as a result was collapsed. Therefore, access to the sea was denied. But we can assume that even if that hasn't been done yet, it might be some of those prioritized targets if the second phase of the war breaks out.
What do you think? What should be done to ensure safe passage for shipping through the Strait of Hormuz and safeguard global energy supplies? Let us know in the comments. If you like this video, please hit that like button. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe.